It's been a busy week for all of us celebrating Women's Day. I also joined a couple of wonderful events that brought women onto one platform, helping us to connect, support each other, and grow together. While we celebrate the fact that women have come a long way, I wonder if we took the opportunity to thank the most important person who is the main reason for where we are today. The women who laid the foundation for our future 200 years ago. She is SAVITRIBAI PHULE. SAVITRIBAI, together with her husband MAHATMA JYOTIRAO PHULE, founded the first school for girls and women in India, showing our country the path to women's education. Not just this, she is the woman of many firsts. We all know how frightening it is to be the first in a society that fights change. That too 200 years ago. Just imagine. First school for girls and women in India, first school for untouchables and oppressed classes, first female teacher of India, first one to introduce Satya Shodak marriage, and the first woman to lit the funeral pyre of her husband. Also, she inspired Fatima Sheikh, the first Muslim teacher who taught at SAVITRIBAI school. If you educate a girl, you educate the families and the future. From nourishing our children and nurturing our families to becoming space scientists, visionary entrepreneurs, dynamic leaders, and inspiring creators, we must attribute our empowerment to education. It is very unfortunate that Savitribai still remains relatively unknown and is not remembered and respected the way she deserves to be. Her courage, forward thinking, and sacrifices were worth much more. Here's my sincere attempt at sharing her story, which did not make it to the front pages of history. I am Pavani. You are watching my channel, Bharat Rising. Back in 1800s, education was a privilege only for men. Women were strictly prohibited. People strongly believed that educating women was against our culture and dharma. It was in those times that 9-year-old Savitribai was married to 13-year-old Jyotirao Phule. Fortunately, Savitribai got very lucky with marriage. She was married to young Jyotiba, who was a self-driven, progressive thinker. Jyotiba taught Savitribai how to read and write at home. Little did he realize that he was not just educating his wife, but all the women in India. In 1848, Jyotirao and Savitribai Phule opened the first school for girls and women in Pune. The couple's union was just made in heaven. They always believed in the same principles, stick to the same word, and work together against inequality and injustice. They counseled the people around, encouraging them to send their girls to school, discouraging them to not get their young girls married to much older men, and fought against unfair practices like sati sahagamanam and also shaving off widows' heads. The couple also dug a well in their backyard for lower classes who couldn't use the village well. Savitribai showed immense strength and courage in the face of societal opposition. When she walked to school every morning, people used to throw stones and dung at her. Stepping backwards or running away was never her thing. Instead, she chose to address the problem gracefully by carrying spare saris. Women laborers who worked in the day used to attend her night school. Savitribai was so courageous and committed to the women's safety that she used to walk every woman home and then walk back alone at midnight. She couldn't afford to let anything go wrong. Savitribai's never give up attitude, her love for children, commitment to women welfare gradually changed people's perspective. People started respecting this couple and also started supporting their activities by donating books and allocating their houses for schools. Gradually, the schools and the teachers educating the girls expanded. Can you believe how her perseverance penetrated people's hearts? Here's just an example. In 1853, over 2,000 people across various communities, castes, religions, Indians and British attended an event organized by Savitribai to celebrate girls' education, pulling a crowd of over 2,200 years ago. Just imagine her impact on the society. Even today, we are not so open about adoption, but 200 years ago, Savitribai didn't think a second before she adopted the child of a poor widow who became her only child. She raised the boy well and educated him to be a doctor. Her son's marriage in 1889 was revolutionary too. It was an intercaste marriage between lower and upper caste, and the marriage followed the principles of Satya Shodak Samaj. This type of marriage does not require a Brahmin Purohit, but requires the groom to take an oath that he will support the bride's education. This was such a huge thing those days, especially as young girls used to be married to much older men without any education and restricting them to household work and raising children. We must be grateful for her husband, the great social reformer Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, who educated and truly empowered his wife and the women of India. When Jyotirao passed away in 1890, Savitribai became the first woman to lead the funeral pyre of her husband. Despite her personal loss, she continued dedicating her life to the social activities that she started together with her husband. Such is their love, truly inspiring and heartwarming. When she was carrying a 10-year-old child infected with plague to hospital, she succumbed to plague and passed away in 1897. I really hope we make ourselves aware and educate our children about such great humanitarians who never lived for themselves but for the society, fighting against all odds. I sincerely wish we all take a moment to humbly and heartfully thank Savitribai and Jyotirao Phule for their progressive thoughts, selfless actions and sacrifices that paved way for all women today. Savitribai's journey must be taken forward. Don't forget to show this video to your girls and share with your friends. Thank you for watching.